So today I want to talk about something that's probably going to get me a lot of hate and backlash, but I honestly don't give a fuck because it needs to be said. So, you know how everybody looks at, I won't say everybody, but most people, especially on fucking social media, looks at the white community like they're so bad and evil and mean because their ancestors, keyword ancestors, owned slaves and discriminated against black people, right? Even though today, and has been for a while, owning slaves is illegal and discrimination is illegal. But anyway, moving forward from that, they act like the black community is not toxic as well and is not mean or ignorant. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, I'm black and white, right? So that means I have a black parent and a white parent. I'm a mixture of both. And let me tell you something. I'm damn proud to be both. I love myself. I love being black and I love being white. I do not just claim one side, which some people take offense to that, don't know why, but I claim both sides since I am a mixture of both. Now, the most hate that I get for claiming both sides is from the black community, especially that my mother is white. To some people, having a white mother does not make you black. It makes you white, even though my father is black and it takes two to make a baby. I really can't understand that. Now, when I say that I get hate from the black community, I'm not speaking for them as a whole. What I'm stating is my experience, and I've never experienced hate from the white community for being biracial. I've only experienced the hate for being biracial from the black community. So that's to clarify that before people twist my words around. Now, when I point out problems in the black community, I get told to shut the fuck up and my opinion don't matter because I'm not black. They like to take my black card away from me, right? So when it's convenient for them, when they don't agree with what I'm saying, they take that card. But when something happens, like a tragedy in the black community, and they want me to protest and to speak out and spread awareness on what happened, all of a sudden I'm black. That's what they tell me. Well, you're black. That should bother you. So when tragedy strikes, I'm black. But if I disagree with something that's going on in the community, all of a sudden I'm not black. I'm a little confused. Now, I am going to play a few clips and speak on it. And a lot of these clips are starring your favorite Karen from TikTok. If you're on TikTok, you know who I'm talking about. So let's take a look.
I'm a mother of a mixed child, okay? I'm not here to teach my son racism. I'm here to teach my son to be a productive member of society. I'm here to teach him to be a good man, a good human being, not a good black guy. I'm teaching him to be a good human being. That's it.
This is literally what mixed children, particularly with white mothers, are fucking talking about. Y'all raise these mixed children and children who are adopted by white families that don't understand you cannot treat your child like they are white when the world is going to treat them like the race that they are. You are only protecting yourself from having to do your fucking job. Your failure is going to make the landing that they have when they realize what the world is like so much fucking harder. You're ignorant. Shame on you.
So it is so bad that a white mother teaches her mixed child to be a respectful, decent human being. That is so wrong in today's day and age. What? So what are we supposed to teach them? We're supposed to teach them, hey, one day, because you're biracial, because you're black and white, that you're going to be hunted down on the street. And that's just, that's the way the world works. What the fuck is wrong with you? But anyway, let's take a look at what other biracial people had to say about this.
With white mothers are fucking talking about. Y'all raise these...
I don't know who told you that mixed kids are having this conversation, because we're not. We're more focused on a different conversation. We're more focused on the conversation of, I don't know, maybe how we're treated by the black community. Yeah, let's have that conversation. Because let me tell you what it was like growing up as a mixed kid with a white mother. I remember vividly in the 3rd grade being told by the black kids at my school that I couldn't hang out with them because I was not black and that I was too white. When it came to middle school and high school, I was never seen as black. because I didn't talk black, I didn't sound black, I didn't act black. And thus, nah, no dice. So when we have the conversation about how biracial kids are being treated by the black community, then we can have this conversation. How about that?
So I'm not the only one who feels like that. And I've also gotten shit for the way my hair is, the way I speak, my features, because to the black community, it's not black enough for them. Even though black comes in many different shapes and forms, not only for biracial, but for fully black people as well, because a lot of light-skinned black people get the same shit that we get as well. But let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on the fact that they hate that we have a white mother.
The girl with white mothers are fucking talking about.
I see her a lot on my For You page, always speaking down on biracial kids with white moms, as if black moms can do no wrong. So you want her to teach her son about racism and not about how to be a good, productive, respectable man in society. Teach your children character and integrity, not how their skin color is going to hold them back in society. You cannot teach your son how to be a black person because he will have to find out who he is. Not all black people act or think the same. They will know about racism and that it exists, but not the cause of.
And can we talk about how no matter what color your mother is, or ethnicity, nationality, etc., she can mess you up regardless. I don't know why, but on the internet, it's like, oh, if you have a white mom and a black dad, you're automatically fucked up. As if, like he said, black moms don't mess up their kids, or Chinese moms don't mess up their kids, or Puerto Rican moms don't mess up their kids. Like, where did all this come from? Also, you can't teach somebody to be a certain color. I don't know where people got that. You could teach your child about their, culture or religion and stuff like that, but to teach them to be a certain color sounds a little bizarre to me. Now, another thing that I do see is a lot of black women shaming white moms for not knowing how to do their biracial son or daughter's hair. They don't know what products to use. They don't know how to style it, etc. And they say that they should learn. But when they learn, it's also a problem. I'll show you something. So this mother has a biracial daughter who is mixed with black, and she did her hair in braids. Like, she learned how to do it, right? And, I don't see a problem with how she styled her daughter's hair, but let's look at the comments. As you can see, the first comment says, "I would never forgive my mama." Now, this comment really pisses me off because it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Y'all need to stop having black children. Probably didn't even give the poor girl a choice. She too big for beads. This is another comment that gets me mad. She should go to a professional. Why people go to professionals for their own hair but won't for their kids? So we're just not going to acknowledge the fact that this mother is white and took the time out to learn how to style her daughter's hair, learn how to take care of it, right? We're just going to shame her for using beads because you think that she's too old for it. But if her daughter likes beads in her hair, she should rock those beads in her hair. Why do strangers really care about somebody else's child's hairstyle? I find that extremely fucking bizarre. And as far as the comments saying that y'all need to stop having black children, no, people like you need to mind your damn business about who somebody else lays down with and how they raise their kids and style their kids' hair. Now, that lady did make a response video on the comments talking about that her daughter should seek a professional hairstylist. So let's look at that.
Who said that my daughter won't go to a professional to get her hair done? She's went to stylists and had people do her hair plenty of times. The problem is stylists have other clients. I have a busy schedule. Our times don't always line up, or they don't have openings. So guess what? There comes times when, guess what? Mommy has to do her hair, or she has to do her hair herself. So that's what I educate myself on and try to be able to do. So yes, for one time in the last literally probably 6 months, I braided my daughter's hair. Oh my gosh, let's all have a heart attack and call it childish. Guess what? My daughter had no problem with it. Wore the hair to school all week. Not one child says something negative. But all you grown women have a problem. Everybody wants to dictate how a 12-year-old's hair should look. Let my child be a child, okay?
Like I said, white mothers are damned if they don't do their biracial children's hair, and they're damned if they do. Like, you're shamed either way. This mother is taking time to learn how to manage her daughter's hair, and she's getting shitted on for it. Okay.
But when
So biracial kids who are black and white and have a white mother are not supposed to be loyal or loving to their mother who is white because she is white, because the complexion of her skin. So we're supposed to turn against her, even though that's the person who raised us, who loved us, and who nurtured us. But we're gonna make a judgment solely based on her skin complexion. If that doesn't sound like racism, I don't know what does. Oh, but I forgot a lot of people say that, no other race could be racist except white people. That's a whole nother story. And by the way, I'm loving and loyal to both my parents, my white mother and my black father. I'm not choosing sides. This is not 6th grade fucking gym class, okay? And if that makes you uncomfortable, doctor, you need to fucking seek a doctor for help yourself. And we're only black when it's convenient for people like you who want to gain this clout, because you don't talk about any of the negative stuff that black and white people do experience. You just use us as like a weapon for your own narrative, which is unfair. Now, every time that I see a black and white person speaking on the negative things that they face in life, all of a sudden it becomes like a trauma battle, especially with the black community. It's like, well, you were never a slave. Neither were you. Your ancestors way back in the day was, but you wasn't. Or they get called white passing, or they have light skin privilege and stuff like that. Like, we cannot talk about our negative experiences without like offending somebody else who's not even in the biracial community, which makes absolutely no sense, because you're allowed to speak about the negative things that your community faces and nobody could tell you otherwise, but we can't do the same without you downplaying us and our experience.
Y'all ain't gonna like me after this, but y'all already don't like me, so I'll cry about it later. Y'all mad as hell at this lady, and for what? For sharing her experiences. All of us were given a certain set of circumstances and experiences. That's what life is. Nobody got to pick their skin color, hair texture, or what family they were born into. Imagine not being accepted from either side, and then when you try to express your feelings and experiences, you get people say, oh, you're a pick-me. It's a personality trait at this point, and those are just some comments from that one post. I can only imagine what she's gone through in real life. Well, she is biracial in her bio. Right, she's biracial. Some people have black in their bio, because they're black. I guess it's only unacceptable to be proud of who you are when it makes everyone else uncomfortable. Are we ready to talk about how when a biracial person, specifically a black and white mix, says that they're black, the black community is quick to say that they aren't? But if that same person identified as white, the black community would be upset about that as well? And they can't call themselves biracial, God no, because then it would be a personality trait. Talk about an identity crisis. I'm just going to be really happy when everybody can come together and realize that we're all humans. Nobody picked this shit, and we're all just trying to get through life. But until then, just because you didn't experience something doesn't mean that it's invalid. Thank you.
And that's why I love Keto Rose. She says what she says and she don't give a fuck. Anyway, that is so true. It's deemed as a personality trait if you have biracial in your bio, but it's okay when you have strong, black, and beautiful in your bio. Then it's like, that's not a personality trait. But me saying what I am, proud to be biracial and black and white, if I put that in my bio, it's my personality, right? But somehow yours is not, when both are a race. Where does that make sense? Now let's look at all the absurd comments that I received on my TikTok page about this whole biracial thing.
So because I said that no race needs to be trained or tested, you come up with that conclusion. But yeah, there's no correspondence with the two. So just make a better argument. But it's giving very much you don't shower every day vibes for me. It's giving that you eat all day but have yet to brush your teeth vibes for me. It's also giving you have absolutely no opposing argument, so you bring race into it because you've lost vibes for me. But have the day that you deserve. You said that I claim both sides, and then in the same sentence you said it's easier to identify as white. I don't identify as white. I identify as white and black, because fuck that identifying. I don't identify as anything. I am black and I am white, and if that bothers you, then you need help.
And you guys see what I deal with on the internet. I don't think people reread what they write before they hit that send button. She said that I claim to be both, but in the same sentence said that I only claim to be white. So how am I claiming both? And both is two. If I'm only claiming one, which would be the whites. according to her. I'm starting to believe something's in the air.
So I'm supposed to make an effort to understand where you're coming from, but you're not going to make an effort to understand where I'm coming from because you think you know everything about me. Can we make that make sense? And I wasn't coming to the defense of anybody. I was actually defending myself. Have a great night.
So I'm just supposed to acknowledge every other person's trauma except my own. So you're allowed to have trauma and I have to understand and learn about yours, but mine is irrelevant to you and you don't care about mine, but I have to care about yours. Something doesn't really feel right about that.
God, I really can't make this up. You asked me if I'm Hispanic or Spanish under a video where I stated that I'm black and white. And I said no. And this was the response. She's most likely lying. Whatever she is more than she claims. My followers can literally vouch for me. They heard my father talking about my ethnicity on both sides. So his side and my mom's side. Do you lie about what you are? And that's why you're coming at me? Because you're projecting your own little guilty conscience onto me? I can promise you, not everybody lies about what they are. Maybe you do, but I don't. And black and white people can come in all different forms. Like, we can all have different hair textures, skin complexion, eye color, features, weight. We all don't look like one thing. We are different human beings. I don't know if you knew that. But, yeah, and majority of the people who try to guess, people who are black and white, when they try to guess our race or ethnicity, they do not say, oh, you look black and white. Most of the time, we get some sort of Spanish. Like, I always get, are you Dominican? If I say no, they say, are you Puerto Rican? I say no, and then they start going to, like, Brazilian and Egyptian and stuff like that. But no, I'm not lying about what I am. I'm done. Have a great night.
Maybe I'm just a mixture of everything and I just don't know it because so many people on social media just, they know what I am. I guess I don't.